Welcome back to Levity on that note.
That was ratchet.
Oh.
No, don't ever. Okay.
Did you say that was ratchet? We're keeping it. I hope you know that. It's staying in.
Okay.
I cannot.
Inty out.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. If you hadn't noticed, we took a week of a break.
Sorry about that.
Just given the fact that it was Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody enjoyed time with their families or whoever you spent it with. But we're getting back into it. And yeah.
So this episode, we're really just gonna interview each other. Kind of let you guys get to like know us a little bit. Yeah. So let's see. You want to start? Since you're like all professional with your
Ignore mine.
your book.
She's just gonna Google some questions. I wrote them down because I'm OCD and yeah, life. So first, what is a dream or a goal that you haven't shared with many people?
Oh. I don't really know. It's like my focus is like solely on my kids, which is like I don't like a dream, like something that I want to achieve, or just something that like I've dreamt of before.
Well, it could be that if you want it to be. However you want to do the question,
Okay.
whatever.
Well, before my life started, my adulthood started.
I was
okay?
like, what do you mean before your life started?
Okay, no. Before my adult life started, okay, there was a point in time where not many people know that. A lot of people know this from my past. Before I moved to where I'm at now, and I have 10-year plus.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I was gonna go into the Marine Corps. Like,
I'd have hated you.
yeah.
I swear on God, I probably would have hated you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna go in the Marine Corps, but just I got off track. So
Was it that you got off track, or was it just that life happened, basically?
oh no, I got off track.
Yeah.
Fully. Oh yeah, I was shit. I was fucking off.
I was off. I mean,
Okay.
you're still off now, but
I mean-
you know.
But no, like I was an 18-year-old kid with a car. No, nobody could tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I didn't finish school, like, at all. I was skipping school every single day. I was drinking. I was, you know what I mean? Like, we were all doing that, but some of us were a little bit more responsible about it. I was not. I also did not have, like, strong parenting guidance, though, in my life either.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, you're just gonna, and I went buck wild. I turned 18 and I went buck wild.
Yeah.
And then that's like kind of what led me not going. I went to recruiters. I did studying. I had the book. I had it all, like the testing for it.
All of it.
Just didn't get my high school diploma.
Oh,
Well, in time.
shit.
In time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just started getting into alcohol and like everything else. So yeah.
Okay.
Took my L's.
Hey, it happens.
Made them into a win. Hey.
I hate you. All right, go for it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's my turn, ain't it?
Yep.
If you could speak to your younger self, what advice would you give her?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a hard one.
I think my younger self, I feel like I fucked up a lot, so.
I mean, I wouldn't say I fucked up a lot when I was younger. I mean, mine was more like late teens, early 20s that I like did my shit, but I never really, I wouldn't say, personally, I wouldn't say that I ever really fucked up, if that makes sense. Like, I've always kept my shit together. I've always busted my ass to do shit. Really, if we're being honest, I think the best advice I would probably give to my younger self is to stop having so much fucking responsibility, not only for myself, but for everyone else too.
I can see that.
I'm 30 years old and I still literally never put myself before anyone else. Mind you, my kids will always come first, 100%. But when it comes to people I don't even talk to all the time, like if they hit me up and they're like, oh, hey, can you do this or can you do that? Like it's always, yeah, I got you. Yeah, sure, give me a minute. You know, like whatever the case may be. Like I literally, and it doesn't matter if I'm sick or, you know, going through shit, or if, you know, even if somebody needs to borrow money, it could be the last $20 in my fucking pocket and I'm giving it. It doesn't matter how down and out I am. I never fucking put myself before other people. Ever. And so I think that would probably be the advice that I would give my younger self. Take more time for yourself and stop holding so much responsibility for everybody else. Because I'm 30 years old and I still can't fucking learn my lesson with it.
I can't learn my lesson.
So yeah.
I'm still learning right now. Like, my choice in men, it's still not good. Like,
at this point in time, I'm going to create a questionnaire, all right? And they're most definitely going to have to fill that bitch out. And I have to approve.
I mean, I don't blame you. I'm definitely down for it.
Look.
I'm definitely down for it. I thought about making applications myself, like the requirement of 2 ex-girlfriends. I need to know their stories.
Let me make the application and let me make a questionnaire with it, and it has to have my signed approval.
Let's do it.
If it does not have my signed approval, it doesn't get
it. Like the stamp.
So, but anywho,
Anyhow.
that kind of leads us into my second question.
Ooh.
Kind of. What is the most, just because that's a little ridiculous, but what is the most ridiculous thing that you think that we've ever done together? I want to hear it, because I know what it is.
I don't know. There's been a lot.
What is your opinion on the most ridiculous thing that we've ever done together?
Definitely the time at Wild Greg's.
We cannot talk about that on the podcast.
It's definitely the time at Wild Greg's.
We cannot talk about that on the podcast.
I know.
Oh, that was illegal.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Because allegedly, it was me. Another thing. We'll scratch that.
Okay.
Other than that. Because we can't talk about that. We got to have a story.
Goodness, girl. Goodness.
I'm thinking of a good one. What you mean?
Oh. Tell me yours. I don't know. I can't even think of one right now. I mean, the one time, now I can remember good times, maybe not ridiculous times.
Does that want to be your second question to me? Because I could totally answer it real quick.
Yeah, I can tell you one of the best times I had with you at a party would be the house party that we threw at my house, where we took the door off that ugly trailer that I was in. We took the front door off, because it had the screen door that was held on by the bungee cord.
And laid it on top of
a truck tailgate for beer pong. Oh, I think that whole night started off in a vibe.
That was hilarious.
That was a good vibe. That night I still have videos from that night.
Oh God. Okay.
It was great. That was before you and Aaron were married. But I still called you his wife in the video. Because at that point in time, y'all been together forever.
I cannot.
And you were blonde.
Ugh. I miss my blonde, but I really don't at the same time. It's too much maintenance.
Yeah. It was great. It's a great time.
So do you want to ask the same for me?
Yeah, so what was yours?
That one time that you got out of a relationship and we went to go get your shit out the house and we completely cleared out that motherfucker's entire PlayStation history. We took all the labels off of every single can in the entire house. Removed every single last shred of toilet paper or paper towels that were in the house, so when he took a shit, he would have nothing to wipe his ass with.
Chloe used all the soap in the shower. F you.
Chloe used all the soap. Yep. Yeah. And the motherfucker ended up opening a can of dog food and just left it on the counter because he was super salty.
Oh, he never touched it. So me and him, we ended up talking like years later. Everything's cool now. Growth. I mean, I'll still keep him at a distance.
Gross.
Growth. Anyhow, so he said he literally left, and there was a good bit of canned goods.
Oh, I remember.
He said he just left him there. You know, after he opened that one can of dog food, he said after that he just didn't touch it. None of them. He said I was not doing it. He said I just threw it all away. I was like,
well,
I was so petty. That was such a petty relationship.
it really was, but I feel like that's definitely the most ridiculous thing that we have ever done together. Like, if you think about it, when it comes to like something being ridiculous, we've had a lot of fun times, we've had a lot of crazy times. That I definitely think tops most ridiculous. Because I'm sorry, but I think the Wild Greg's thing was absolutely fucking valid in my opinion, but whatever. Number 3. If you could relive one day from your life, which would it be?
The day my daughter was born.
Yeah? Why?
Both my kids, actually. That
I would never relive that.
That experience that I got to experience, because like, I was told I couldn't have kids, and then I got pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage, and then, you know, a year later, I was pregnant again with someone who I was very much committed to, very much in love with.
Yeah.
Very much. She was planned, and that moment and experience was literally the best. It was.
So see, it's kind of backwards for the both of us, if that makes sense, because like, you had always wanted kids.
Yes.
So being told that you couldn't have kids definitely hit you in a way.
Yeah.
Me being told I couldn't have kids, I was fine. I was totally fine with it. Never wanted kids. They're my babies. I love them. I'd fucking murder somebody for them. But yeah, I was told I could never have kids. So finding out that I was pregnant with my first was definitely a shocker, for sure. Would I relive it? Absolutely not, because I almost died with my first. He almost died. It literally traumatized me so much that I was freaking out the entire time I was pregnant with my second. Was worried and stressed out when I went in to have him. Thankfully, his went smoothly. And then with my third, I would not relive that because I was finally getting my girl. But she came out with black hair and super freaking dark, and I was bawling my eyes out, and I looked right at Aaron and told him I fucking hated him. That was the exact words out of my mouth. Because every single one of them looked just like he spit them out.
Just like him.
Literally
just like him.
I thought I would finally have a daughter. Mind you, she does look like me now. Blonde hair, blue eyes, pale. Okay, she looked like me. Anybody who knows her now that did not know me when she was born looks at me like I'm batshit crazy when I tell them that she came out with black hair and super tan. Because she did. She came out looking just like her daddy. Pissed me off to no end because I was like, oh, I'm finally having a girl. I'm going to have one that looks like me. No. She did not look like me at first. So I would not relive that. I was fucking pissed. I was traumatized with the first two and pissed with the third, okay? I was done.
I was traumatized with both.
Yeah.
My pregnancies were traumatizing.
Yes.
My labor and delivery was pretty nice, especially with my son. Oh, my son, it was amazing. That's the only thing that I miss. That's in the baby moments, but you know.
Oh, I hated that. It felt fucking weird as shit.
No, it's like a little alien inside of you.
I literally remember you asking me, like, who the fuck said that I could get pregnant? Why didn't nobody ever tell me how shitty this? Shitty this is.
Oh, I was pissed.
Exactly, and I said,
I was pissed.
I said, thank you very much. I told you how shitty it was.
I was pissed. I was so mad. Y'all, I cannot explain how mad I was to, not only that, because like, women out there who have great pregnancies.
Congratulations, you lucky bitch.
Yeah. How does it feel like?
Yeah, how's it feel?
How does it feel like? Because I'm gonna tell you, for somebody who was miserable for their pregnancy, it sucked. Okay? Throwing up, it sucked. It sucked.
Horrible.
Being hospitalized sucks.
Horrible.
Don't recommend it. And like, if anybody had it worse than me, I sincerely apologize to you because that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks because
Yours was rough.
I couldn't get a. I literally. We'll get on to that story another time because that.
We'll have a conversation about that at some point.
Yeah, we are. Stay tuned for that. That shit's deep.
So, question number 3 for you.
So, let's talk about the night that your husband fell in love with you.
I cannot. So, this is from what I have been told. There's no telling if it's actually when he fell in love with me or not. But we had been talking for like a week, literally, about hanging out, going to a party together. We were party buddies. We were not dating at all. We were party buddies. We hang out together. I was the only female that could keep up with him and his best friend Curtis. 100%. And I'm talking about like drinking alcohol. Like I could throw down at that point in my life.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So they were
right there
supposed
with
to, yep. They were supposed to come pick me up for a party, but it was also my little sister's 16th birthday. So I was stuck at her birthday party. I say stuck, but she's my best friend. So I was there because I wanted to be there. Still wanted to go have my fun after. So I ended up hanging out, and then I had a friend come pick me up and take me out to the party where they were at. It was a big ass party in a huge field. I get there, they're already wasted.
Oh, I believe that.
Completely. So wasted to the point that at one point in time, Curtis ended up like tripping over something and literally fell. Like, you ever seen somebody like trip and go to try and catch themselves and they kind of continuously trip over their feet for a second till they fall on their ass?
Mm-hmm. Like a cartoon almost.
Yes. Curtis literally fell like that across the entire party before he finally fell on his ass. Greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. He ended up getting so drunk, we laid him in the back seat of the truck and we sat on him because we could not get him to sit up.
How old were y'all?
Curtis is a little bit older than us. So hold on, Taylor was turning 16, so I was 19.
That makes sense, yeah.
I was 19.
I think that's right around the time we met.
Right before I got pregnant. Literally the night before I got pregnant, if you want me to be technical. So anyways, they were already wasted. And they had a bottle of Sailor Jerry and a bottle of tequila. Trying to get me to take a shot of both, right? I'm like, listen, I'll do the Sailor Jerry all day long, but if you give me tequila, I'm going to want to fight somebody. Tequila makes me very feisty, and it just makes me really fucking angry, like heated.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no. I said, we're not going to do tequila. We're not going to do that. I said, that makes me want to fight. Long story short, they ended up convincing me to drink tequila. I drank a little bit of tequila, and then later on in the night, I wanted to fight somebody. So when it came time for me to want to fight somebody, this man volunteered the side of his face for me to hit.
So he was just like, he just came up to you?
Well, we were all standing right there, and he said, oh, you want to fight somebody? He said, okay, here. He said, go ahead, hit me.
I could see that. He was wild back then.
Absolutely. Cocky as fuck, too. I said,
he probably did the whole hands behind his back.
Absolutely.
It was like, come on.
Absolutely.
Hit me.
Yep.
Oh, I can already see it.
Yep, because of the fact, and I told him too, I said, you don't want that. Mind you, at this point in time, I've had 3 babies. I was 115 pounds, soaking wet. 5'2".
You were tiny.
Tiny as fuck.
Yeah, you were tiny.
Tiny as fuck. I said, you don't want to do that.
You were
said,
scrappy, though.
Oh, yeah. I said, I might be small as fuck. I'm saying right now, my daddy raised me, okay? And he taught me how to fight. I can swing one hell of a right hook, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want it. He said, oh, it's fine. I've been hit by men 3 times your size. I'm like, okay.
All right.
At that point, I'm like, all right, let me show you. Downfall of it is, though, yes, he was being cocky as fuck, hands behind his back, like, here, hit me. But a buddy of ours decided to be an asshole. When I went to go swing, he held his hand on the other side of Aaron's face. So he had no recoil. So as soon as my fist made contact with his jaw, it was just boom, boom. Full force. I broke a tooth in the back of his mouth.
Oh. Oh.
Broke a tooth in the back of his mouth. He complained about it to his mama for 2 weeks. She's told me about it. But we had been together for 4 years. after that. And I found out that that's the night that he fell in love with me and decided he wanted to marry me because my daddy asked him. He told my dad the story actually, and he said, yeah, she knocked my tooth out. My dad was like, wait, what? Confused as hell. My dad high-fived me for it and then looked at him and said, and that's the night you fell in love with her, wasn't it? He said, absolutely. I said I was going to marry her after that.
So wait, okay. I don't think that every relationship should start off with DV.
I mean, it started with that, and it ain't never been that since.
I mean, true.
But, yeah, I love it. Love it. But, all right, number 4. What are your favorite hobbies?
My favorite hobbies?
Yeah.
What exactly is a hobby? I don't know. I like to sing, but I don't like, it's not a hobby. I don't really have a hobby. My life is so busy.
I feel that.
My life is so busy. Like super, I don't really have time for myself like that. And when I do, like, I want to go downtown or go out to eat or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to have like I like to dress up. That's I guess I might be, fashion might be my hobby. Not even fashion, I'm not even fashionable. I just like to dress up. I like to look pretty sometimes. Makes me feel good.
Makes sense.
It makes me feel good.
All right. What's your 4?
What's my 4? Okay. So.
Oh, Lord. You just be getting that look.
Honestly, it's something really easy. Go wrong for that.
They loved us, okay?
Into
who?
I believe it.
Number 5.
Number 5.
What crosses your mind in the lowest of lows and in the highest of highs?
My lows have been low. You've been there for my lows.
Mm-hmm. For a lot.
You've probably saved me more times than I can count. Literally, like, saved my life. Before my kids, it would have to be...
So, of course, as a mom, you know, we all know 90% of the time, your lowest of lows, you know, something happens, you're thinking some fucked up shit, your kids are going to come to your mind.
Yeah.
Same thing for highest to highest, you're going to think about how lucky
Your
you are,
kids.
you know, blah, blah,
But
blah,
on
another.
the outside of that would have to be like...
Yeah, so like minus the kids.
The bonds that I've made with people over the years, because I've never got to make an actual bond with people growing up as a child. So, like, I didn't have a bond with my parents as a child and as a teenager. And then I moved back to my original home. And when I moved back to my original home is when I made my bonds instead of my roots. And that'd be like, my bond with you.
Yeah.
My bond with your kids. Because your kids were heavy involved in my life. Super heavy involved in my life. I mean, even my bond with Chloe, because back then we were really tight. You know what I mean? Like, definitely I would have to say, would 100%, yeah, be that. My bond, really my bonds with y'all.
Valid point.
Y'all really, like, came into a very time in my life where I needed y'all and didn't know I needed y'all. Which is like girlhood. What? Let's lighten it up. Girlhood.
I cannot.
That sounds corny.
You'll never see me fist pump and say girlhood, but okay. All right. Question number 5.
Okay. At what point in time when in our friendship that you knew this was like we were going to be bonded for like, I mean, I would say we're not going to be bonded for life, but we've been pretty solid for the past 10 years. Because we started off partying,
Yeah. I mean, we started off partying and everything. I mean, I wouldn't really pinpoint like a specific time or event, if we're being honest. Like, it literally, you could think about the time that you called me. You were walking barefoot down the fucking road, and then I showed up to your house with a baseball bat, ready to beat the fuck out of some stupid motherfucker, and his daddy. We could talk about the fact that every single one of my pregnancies, I mean, well, I say every single one. So you weren't around for Brentley. We met after that.
I think I met you when he was like 9 months old.
Yeah. So minus Brentley, okay? And I mean, if we would have met before then, I wholeheartedly believe you would have been there for that one too. But both of my other pregnancies, you literally, like, no matter what, 100% right there. You went to half of my appointments with me. All the good stuff. You literally, I mean, with Emory, shit, I put you through hell the amount of times I made you take me to the hospital because I was like, I'm gonna make these motherfuckers induce me.
I didn't care about that. It was the stairs, my dog.
Hey, you didn't have to do the stairs. Made you park at the top of the parking lot.
I'm not about to leave no...
We could do lunges down the stairs, then do lunges back up the stairs. Like, I was having that baby.
Okay, let me explain something to y'all real fucking quick, okay?
They would not, hold on, first off, I was ready to pop that baby out of my coochie. I was ready to be done. She was my last one, and they would not induce me until I hit 4 centimeters or 40 weeks, okay? This was 6 days before my due date, and I said, fuck y'all, I'm inducing myself.
I rate that at a 2.
That was, yeah.
That was a 2. That was not your, okay. Anyhow, so let me explain to you, I loved every bit of this, okay? Don't get me wrong.
I put her through hell.
Her. She did put me
through hell. She can admit it. I put her through hell. I give 0 fucks.
3 flights. 3 flights. 3 flights.
Not the number 4.
Anyhow, 3.
It's 1, 2, 3. Pretend it's 3. Not the word 3.
Okay. Anyhow, the lunges down these things, okay? And she's gonna say I didn't have to do them. Would you leave a 9-month pregnant woman full term on a flight of stairs by herself? No.
I would have. I'd have been like, bitch, you could do them lunges by yourself. Goodbye.
I mean, I probably could have walked it with you, but I wanted to encourage you and support you.
I was ready to have that baby. So can we talk about the fact that I made her take me to the hospital because I said, listen, I'm going to make sure that my blood pressure is a little bit elevated so they'll induce me. I made her take me to the hospital. We sat up there. I made her park on the top floor of the parking garage. Actually, I'm pretty sure I made her drop me off on the first floor. I did lunges all the way to the top floor. Met her up there and then did lunges all the way back downstairs with her after she parked. Went inside the building, didn't take the elevator to go up, took the stairs to go up and did lunges up the stairs as well.
We did squats when we got home too.
Yes, which is 2 flights.
4 a.m. in the morning.
Was seen for a couple hours. They told me I wasn't dilated enough, so they sent me home. 4 o'clock in the morning at this point, I'm getting home. We're in the house. I'm deep cleaning my house. I make her do squats. I really did make her do them. She was just doing them with me. Sitting there doing squats, take a hot bath, all sorts of stuff, take a little bit of a nap, wake up the next day, eat a very spicy lunch, have her take me back to the hospital. I actually started having contractions on the way to the hospital at that point, 3 to 5 minutes apart. I was like, oh, this go time, I'm ready. We get back to the hospital, and the doctor at that point was actually pissed because my blood pressure was elevated, and he said it was elevated the night before. They should have induced me, but they didn't. So at that point, same thing. I made her drop me on the bottom floor of the parking garage, and I did lunges all the way up the stairs to meet her at the top, and did lunges all the way back down. Same thing inside the building. They decided they were going to induce me, and she sat with me for a little bit, and then she left, went and got all my hospital bags, picked up Aaron, and then went to my mother-in-law's house, took my kids, so that way he could go with my in-laws, and they could come up to the hospital, and then she kept my kids for 2 to 3 days, the boys, for 2 to 3 days while I was having my daughter. I put her through absolute hell trying to get that baby up out of me. I hated every bit of pregnancy. Every bit of it. I was ready.
Mm-hmm. You were.
All right, so one more question, just to end it off a little spicy. What is something that you've always wanted to do sexually, but haven't? No fucking judgment here, my dog. And ain't no judgment coming from you motherfuckers either, because it ain't your goddamn life. Period.
Okay. I mean, I don't really care what people think about me.
I don't either, obviously.
But
for real, what's something that you've wanted to do sexually, but you haven't?
I've had a lot of experiences in my life, especially because I've been in, the SW game since I was 18.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of shit in my life that eventually will come out on here. But, okay, so when the time is right, because I am older and I'm not young like I used to be, and when I find a person that I want to enjoy these kind of things with, that I can be myself with, they have like these cabins that you can rent.
I have seen those, the red room cabins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll just leave it at that. You're just like...
Because let me tell you something.
A little vacation. That's what it be sounding like, too. I cannot. All right. Well. All right.
So we will be...
on that note, the 50,000 times I've yawned already. I'm ready to go night-night.
Yeah.
So, we do have plans for a Christmas episode and everything. So, we're going to be looking into 5 guests.
Mm-hmm.
5. But all of you have to be comfortable answering questions and or playing a competition, whatever, and possibly getting a pie in the face.
Let's do it.
I just think it'd be fucking fabulous.
I'm down.
So, yeah. We can maybe narrow down the guests. We'll see. We'll debate on it. I don't like that many people, so yeah.
I know that our next podcast is going to be a touchy subject, I guess, for some people.
Yes. We've had light, we've had airy, we've had funny.
But we're about to get into something serious.
Yes. Our next one is going to be a little more of a serious subject matter. We have a few we're debating on at this point, but yeah, so it might be sensitive for some people, so we'll go ahead and say straight up, we'll put trigger warning in the beginning. It might trigger some people 100% regardless of the topic of discussion for next week. So heads up for that. If you're easily triggered by anything, just make sure, like I said, we'll put trigger warnings in the beginning, just to be safe. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys for rocking with us still, if you are.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, it's only going to get better from here. We're just starting. We're still learning.
We're definitely
I personally think we're
too.
hilarious. So
We're pretty funny. We're still in the works of stuff too. We got some stuff coming in.
Yep.
We're changing up some things.
Gonna start having guests.
I'm excited.
Games.
Excited.
Ooh. We need to talk to Food Guy. We'll talk about that later. You'll see. But yeah, on that note, y'all have a great night. We'll see you next week.
6 p.m. See you then.